Welcome back to ManicMods, YouTube's newest home of polished guides and pandemonium. Well, I did it. I finally returned my overheating GoPro Hero 11. Just for the record, this experience was not limited to that video where I automated the fiery demise of the slowest voice assistant. This month I have righted that wrong and replaced the Hero 11 with the DJI Action 4, and today I will share how to connect it to most digital, analog, and wireless microphones. I'll share the adapters and cables I used, provide tips and tricks, and at the end of the video I will provide sample audio to help you determine worthy configurations. Before we begin, I'm going to call out an adapter you may have been interested in but does not work with the Action 4. This JJC adapter specifies it does not work with the Action 2 or 3, and unfortunately the same is true with the Action 4. Installed, the DJI fails to detect a microphone with any combination of adapters, so we can only hope that JJC releases an updated adapter in this sensible form factor. Alright, on to the microphone mayhem. When I'm recording in my office, the Rode NT USB is my go-to microphone. This mic can be connected with a USB-C to USB-B cable. I was surprised this worked without needing an additional power source. Even more surprising was the fact that the DJI went 100 minutes recording while powering that microphone. If that's not enough, you can add a USB-C OTG or on-the-go cable to charge or forgo your battery. So with a USB power bank, you can essentially create a portable recording studio. It's worth noting this microphone has a headphone output, which also works when connected. And yes, I know my microphone stand is ridiculous. Like any of the mics herein, you can go into the Pro settings to adjust the gain and number of channels. The default gain on my DJI is 6, which worked well with the microphones in this guide, and since it's a single channel mic, I've also set the channels to mono. The Action 4 tested well with a variety of USB DACs I used, and I had no problems connecting my Samsung and Palaview USB headsets. The camera's onboard microphones should outperform most headsets, but they might be a good workaround for noisy environments. The DJI will also pass audio to the headphones, which is useful for reviewing footage. Like the Rode microphone, this can be combined with a USB-C on-the-go cable for charging. For example, you could use this Koopao with a USB-A to USB-C female adapter cable. I could not find an inclusive cable for this, but I have not given up my search just yet. Some of you may have an analog headset and one of these USB-C to headset adapters. The majority of these will be compatible with the DJI since they are mutually 4-pin TRRS. I've tested the Apple and Android USB-C to TRRS adapters with good results. For simultaneous charging, you can alternatively use this Koopao USB-C to TRRS on-the-go cable. Like the USB-C headsets, the DJI will also pass audio to the headphone out, and worth noting again, the DJI's onboard microphone should outperform these, but they might be good for a noisy environment. If you have a TRRS microphone like the Shure MVL, you will be able to use the same adapter we used with our analog headset. The 4th pin on this mic is purely for compatibility with mobile devices, and in this example, our DJI camera. Using a TRRS microphone, you can also use the Koopao USB-C to TRRS OTG or on-the-go cable to keep your camera powered. And while I have not demonstrated in every example, you can adjust the gain of all the microphones reviewed herein. And since they're all single channel microphones, you should also set the channel to mono. If you have a USB-C to headset adapter already, you can test without harm, but it will likely not work with the 3-pin TRS Rode Lavalier Go microphone or the Rode VideoMicro. As a reminder, these USB-C adapters are normally for 4-pin TRRS headsets. I initially purchased this Cubilux TRS adapter to piggyback off my USB-C adapter. This Cubilux failed to connect my TRS microphones, but the Rode SC4 worked in the same configuration. As an alternative to the Rode SC4 adapter, this Cubilux adapter works at half the price and offers an additional headphone jack. Regardless of which TRS adapter you use, the Koopao USB-C to TRRS on-the-go cable can be used to power the DJI. I'd love to see Koopao make an adapter with OTG and TRS so I wouldn't have to use the second adapter. While these solutions worked, they tested poorly in my audio test, so I went back to the drawing board for us and can only recommend the following configurations. The Rode VideoMicro has a female TRS connection, so you can and should only use the Hollyland USB-C to TRS adapter. This tested superior not only because it uses less connections, but also since the DAC and the Hollyland seems to outperform the other ones. You can also use the Koopao USB-C OTG cable in combination to keep the camera charged without sacrificing any audio quality. The Rode Lavalier microphone can also be used with the Hollyland and the simple 3.5-inch coupler. As you will hear, this yielded much better results than the first solutions I covered. The same rings true with adding a USB-C OTG cable, since this adapter is digital. I have the wireless Rode Lavalier Go, and I almost put the two in the same category as the original. While the two can use all the same methods as the original, your best connection will be had by connecting a USB-C cable between your camera and the Rode receiver. This will provide a digital connection, and you should be able to use the Koopao USB-C OTG cable with a USB-A to USB-C adapter. The original Rode Lavalier Go has a USB-C port, but it's only used for charging, and as such will be limited to these analog connections. I first recommend this Hollyland USB-C to TRS plug for it, as it'll provide the most direct connection to your DJI. This single cable will connect your Lavalier Go to your camera, and I had good results using it with the USB-C OTG cable to keep the Action 4 powered. And since the Hollyland uses a 3-pin TRS plug, I believe you could get a female-to-female adapter to improve upon our solution for the analog wired microphones. A second option for the Lav Go is to use a TRS patch cable like this one from Ienza. This would connect between your Rode receiver and a USB-C to TRS adapter. This is a notable solution because you can also use the Koopao USB-C to TRS on the Go cable to power the camera. A third option is to use the Rode SC4 adapter we used for connecting the Rode Lavalier. This would go between one of our USB-C adapters as well as your original Lavalier Go cable. Just because you can do it doesn't mean you should. I wouldn't really recommend this method because you'll have 3 analog connection points between your camera and microphone. A big purpose of this review and testing in the next section was to determine the minimal viable product for these adapters, and the testing made this easy. If you have TRS microphones, I can only suggest the Hollyland USB-C to TRS adapter. Picking up the 3.5-inch coupler and optional USB on the go will give you maximum flexibility without sacrifice. And if you have a headset or TRRS microphone, I can only suggest the Anker USB-C to TRRS adapter because of its superior DAC. Having these 4 products in your arsenal will make sure you're making the best connections, but don't just take my word for it, stick around for the tests. Plugged into the DJI Action 4 right now is nothing. There is no gain when using the stock microphone, and it is set to stereo. Plugged into the DJI Action Cam 4 now is my Rode NT USB microphone with a gain set at the default 6. Plugged into the DJI Action 4 Cam now is my PolyView USB-C headset with the gain set at 6. Plugged into the DJI Action Cam 4 now is my Samsung headset plugged in through a USB-C to TRS adapter made by Apple. Plugged into the DJI Action Cam 4 now is my Stouchi USB-C to TRS adapter with my Samsung analog headset. Plugged into the DJI Action Cam 4 now is the Koopao USB on the go to TRS adapter and my analog Samsung headset. Plugged into the DJI Action Cam 4 now is the Shure MVL 4-pin TRS microphone using a Apple USB-C to TRS adapter. Plugged into the DJI Action Cam 4 now is the Stouchi USB-C to TRS adapter with Shure's MVL Lavalier TRS microphone. Plugged into the DJI Action 4 now is the Shure MVL TRS microphone using an Anker USB-C to TRS adapter. I just wasn't happy with the other USB-C adapters, so I'm hoping this one works better. Plugged into the DJI Action Cam 4 now is my Rode Lavalier Go using a Rode TRS to TRS adapter from the Apple USB-C to TRS adapter. Plugged into the DJI Action 4 is the Rode Lavalier Go plugged into the Hollyland USB-C to TRS adapter with a headphone coupler. Plugged into the DJI Action 4 now is the Koopao USB-C on the go cable. It is plugged in to a USB-C power source. Plugged into the USB-A is a USB-A to USB-C converter, then to the Hollyland USB-C to TRS adapter to a headphone coupler, then finally to my Rode Lavalier Go microphone. Plugged into the DJI Action Camera 4 now is the Rode VideoMicro TRS microphone. It is plugged in using the Apple USB-C to TRRS adapter, Rode's TRRS to TRS adapter, And then finally the cable that came with the wireless Rode Go. Plugged into the DJI Action Cam 4 now is the Rode VideoMicro with the Hollyland USB-C to TRS adapter. Plugged into the DJI Action Cam 4 now is this wireless Lavalier Go 1. It is plugged in with the Apple USB-C to TRRS adapter, the Rode TRS to TRS adapter, as well as the original cable that came with the Rode wireless. Kind of a worst case scenario type deal. Plugged into the DJI Action Cam 4 now is the Hollyland USB-C to TRS adapter using the Go wireless transceiver. I hope this video was a sound investment in your time. If you like the content, please like the content. And if you have any feedback you'd like to share, please lower your gain and make some noise below. On a slightly less corny note, I'm a new content creator, so I appreciate you being here. Hey, if you like home mods, car mods, or home automation, please check out my other content. And if you want to see more of it, you know what to do. I think I did that wrong.